Don't tell her I'm gonna critique her, she scares me. With the series Transformers Legacy and its second chapter titled Evolution, the fairly recent Cyberverse series was brought in to expand the Generations figures, introduced by Shadow Striker, who never got her Deluxe in the original toy line. Shadow Striker is a skilled fighter and had an interest in weapons, but she was full of rage. Often she carried a grudge on anyone, including the leading bot Bumblebee. Her menacing and unhinged approach usually scares any bot who she sees on a bad day. Or even sometimes a good one. Shadow Striker transforms into a car, and spoiler alert, the robot suggests this is meant to be a Sideburn retool. The sad part is, the alt mode doesn't really resemble either of them. I knew it wasn't going to be a Dodge Viper, and I guess you can see Shadow Striker if I squint hard enough, but it feels like an entirely different car. Not to say that it can't work, the car has a thin profile that actually looks good with the narrow front and headlights. Check out the massive engine, the short canopy, and the low profile spoiler. It rolls well with red paint to outline the rims. As for the accessories, we've got a cliff jumper situation as the back has to pop in. The canopy does plug into either arm, and with the hinges you can leave it in for the transformation. As for the gun, it does the typical slap onto it thing, though I guess it could plug on the back. While it's not entirely like either forms it should be, and barely even feels like a middle ground with a few cues, I do like how it comes together. Robot mode. Taking off the shield for now, something doesn't seem right with Shadow Karen, so they leaned onto the future Sideburn since that's the plan, and I'm not sure if it works. It could be a nod to her first toy, but if it's Cyberverse, this ain't it. I'm not against it if the shoulders were less awkward. They connect to the back, and while you can't pose them, it just feels weird. I also think the chest could use a twist like the Universe Sideswipe and Sunstreaker to change it up. You can tilt it, but that's just giving her a boob job. I do like the colors, and I actually dig the back panels and how they move. It's weird, but it's like some sort of jacket. At least the head sculpt is very faithful, with her eyebrows, helmet shape, and signature evil eye. Did someone say articulation? Ball joint ahead, shoulders out and in forward, the back rotation below, elbow bend, wrist rotation, waist rotation, hips out in forward, the back rotation below, knee bend, foot joint, and tilt. Posability seems fine enough aside from the weird shoulders. Everything seems stiff, and the large heels allow her to stand fairly easily. Let's take a look at the accessories. The hood shield is the third most obvious Sideburn indication, which can be stored on the back if the joints don't shift too much. I don't mind it on the arm, and it plugs on either side. Then she has a blaster in black with some interesting design elements. She can hold it as a bludgeoning tool. You can store it in the flap or use the back bumper for this. It looks like a crossbow, I guess. I usually plug it on the arm, mainly because there's no other place to store it, but yeah, more Sideburn parts. And that's the major downfall. While again, it can be seen as a nod to the first form, which was repainted from a Sideburn, the Cyberverse series changed her form from the ground up, so this doesn't really make sense. It's another case of the retool taking priority over the original. Is it bad for Shadow Striker? Not necessarily. While the shoulders are tricky, she poses well. I love the colors, the head looks good. I'm not opposed to the weapons, and to be honest, I'm just happy she actually got a Deluxe class figure. She looks like she bites as a hobby.